Justin Baldoni's $400 million countersuit against Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds dismissed by Judge. A major setback for Justin Baldoni. The It Ends With Us director star's countersuit against Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds and their publicist, as well as his lawsuit against the New York Times, have been tossed out by the judge. On Monday, June 9, Judge Louis J. Lyman granted the motion to dismiss the $400 million lawsuit filed by Baldoni and the Wayfarer parties against Lively and Reynolds, which alleged extortion and defamation, as well as the $250 million defamation lawsuit against the Times. The judge noted, though, that Baldoni's legal team can still amend the claims for breach of implied covenant and tortious interference with contract if they choose to, with a deadline of June 23. The Wayfarer parties have not alleged that Lively is responsible for any statements other than the statements in her CRD complaint, which are privileged, Judge Lyman wrote in the opinion and order filing viewed by People. The Wayfarer parties have alleged that Reynolds and publicist Leslie Sloan made additional statements accusing Baldoni of sexual misconduct and that the Times made additional statements accusing the Wayfarer parties of engaging in a smear campaign. But the Wayfarer parties have not alleged that Reynolds, Sloan, or the Times would have seriously doubted these statements were true based on the information available to them, as is required for them to be liable for defamation under applicable law. The judge added, the Wayfarer parties' additional claims also fail. Accordingly, the amended complaint must be dismissed in its entirety. Attorneys for Baldoni did not immediately respond to People's request for comment. Lively's lawyers Ezra Hudson and Mike Gottlieb called the decision a total victory and a complete vindication for the actress and the others whom Justin Baldoni and the Wayfarer parties dragged into their retaliatory lawsuit, including Ryan Reynolds, Leslie Sloan, and the New York Times. As we have said from day one, this $400 million lawsuit was a sham, and the court saw right through it, they say in the statement, adding that we look forward to the next round, which is seeking attorneys' fees, treble damages, and punitive damages from the Wayfarer parties who they say perpetrated this abusive litigation. Sigrid McCauley, an attorney representing Lively's publicist Sloan, says in a statement, Leslie Sloan has consistently said that she never defamed Baldoni or the Wayfarer parties, and she was wrongfully dragged into this lawsuit because the Wayfarer parties wanted to actively harm Sloan's reputation. Today's decision by the court makes clear that Sloan did nothing wrong. Sloan stands fully vindicated, and justice has been served. A spokesperson for the Times says in a June 9 statement, we are grateful to the court for seeing the lawsuit for what it was, a meritless attempt to stifle honest reporting. Our journalists went out and covered carefully and fairly a story of public importance, and the court recognized that the law is designed to protect just that sort of journalism. We will continue to stand up in court for our journalism and for our journalists when their work comes under attack.